Welcome to ISE's Equity Index Weekly Outlook, a weekly outlook on ISE and other industry indexes, hosted by Patrick Ceresna, a derivative market specialist and investment manager with extensive expertise in options and the broader derivative markets. ISE trades options on more than 15 proprietary sector indexes, as well as broad-based indexes and a variety of licensed benchmarks. ISE continually enhances its trading systems and develops new index options products to provide investors with the best marketplace and investment tools to trade smarter.
Hello and welcome to the ISE Equity Index Outlook for July 19th, 2010. This is Patrick Ceresna. I'm going to start off with the S&P 500 using that Spider Exchange Traded Fund symbol SPY. We had 7 or so consecutive up days that actually pushed above the natural retracement zones all the way up to the 110 area on the S&P, which corresponds with the 1100 area on the futures markets. At this point, we were overdue for a profit-taking cycle, and when driven by some earnings announcements, when General Electric, Bank of America, and Citi came out and subsequently started some selling, we saw some very strong, intense selling backwards. That doesn't necessarily mean that the next leg down is beginning, but it could be. What we're looking for is that 105, 106 level, which would be the natural place for a profit-taking cycle to stop. We're looking, if that area holds, there might be still one more wave higher, which would not only come back to the 110 level, but potentially could push all the way back up to the 113, 115 area on the upside. So we're going to be watching this critical support line on Monday and Tuesday to see if that level holds, because if we have any selling that breaks down below that 105, 106 level along the lows of May and June, it would immediately open the window for a sequence of selling, which would not only come back to the lows at the 101, 102 level, but maybe complete a downside target that we had in the 96 to 100 level on the downside. So there's a line in the sand in here. We're going to be watching whether this ends up just being a short-term profit-taking cycle, or whether it's going to accelerate into another full leg down. Next here, I want to take a look at the ISE U.S. Regional Banks Index, with symbol JLO. We had a very robust 5-day rally. It came back to retest overhead resistance at that 25, 50 area. Subsequently, when Bank of America and Citi came out with their earnings, really started an intense profit-taking cycle. Overall, the financials are an interesting point, because if they don't recover off of the Friday sell-off there, subsequently it could end up accelerating the move downwards and push all the way down into the 20.5 to 22 area on the downside. So really, it's very important for Monday and Tuesday them to reverse the candle in some form or another in order for it to continue to consolidate. Otherwise, we'll be looking for further selling here. Next here, I want to take a look at the ISE Syndex, which is a symbol SIN. This is an index of all the casino, tobacco, and distiller companies. At this stage, we seeing it roll over right off the perfect retracement zone. We're seeing it roll back down here. Now, this is again going to play out very similar to the S&P. If we find some very fast, quick, short-term lows in here and immediately reverse the damage that was done on Friday, then there's a chance that we could see it push all the way back up to the 113 to 115 area, or at minimum a retest of the 110. But if we see another strong follow through Monday and Tuesday to the downside, it would immediately open the window for a deep test down into the 100 to 96 level below, but maybe even as low as the 94, depending on how intense the selling begins. Next here, I want to take a look at the ISE Home Builders Index, which is a symbol RUF. More or less, the rallying that we've seen over the last week or more has seen very little progress on the upside in the home builders. Overall, it doesn't bode well for them with that reversal candle coming in there. Even if the whole market goes through one more wave higher for several weeks, we see it very unlikely that the home builders make any move above that 9.5 to 975 area. And when the whole market begins to sell again at some point, the home builders should be making new lows, probably get a solid test down into the 7.5 level when the broader market selling really resumes. Next here, I want to take a look at the ISE Natural Gas Index, which is a symbol FUM. Overall, we continue to see some predominant weakness. We saw important support come in there in the 89 to 91 zone. We had a flagging formation again, just like I've seen so many other markets develop with these big red reversal candles coming in as there was broad weakness on Friday. Really, it comes down to a critical moment again. If the whole market digs in and holds here, we could still see a couple moves higher here on the upside of the natural gas index. But if the selling starts to accelerate here, this is a midpoint flag that would see a sell-off come all the way back down to that 80 to 82 level on the downside. So there could be some pretty good selling here if the whole market begins to accelerate on the downside. Finally, I want to take a look at the mini FTSE 100 index, which is the symbol UKX. More or less, the London market more or less had a very robust recovery, managed to get all the way back up to its mid-June highs, something the S&P has not been able to do. Nonetheless, we're seeing this retracement back, reversing up here. We still believe this 525.30 now should act as an overhead resistance level. If we see that the S&P is going through another wave higher up to its previous targets, we could actually see the FTSE make it all the way up to 540 to 550 on the upside on a couple swings higher. But if the whole market, as in global markets, start to roll over here, then the tops should come in at this zone. Overall we're looking for some very important information from all the markets, and we want to just kind of take a tone as to whether or not they're going to follow through on Friday's price action. If they do, then we'll see those new wave cycles. If it doesn't, then we probably still have one more retest on the upside before we have weakness in the latter part of the summer. That was your ISE Equity Index Outlook. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for participating in this week's session. Please join us again next week. For more information about Patrick Ceresna and to sign up for free index options trade alerts, visit www.optionsource.net. To learn more about ISE index options, visit us at www.ise.com/indexoptions.